Okay, okay.
They talking about something.
It's that time.
They talking about something.
What they talking? What they talking about?
What they talk? They be talking about something. What they be talking
What
about?
they talking?
They
What
be
they talking about
something.
nothing?
They talking about something.
Huh?
We talking about something.
They talking about nothing. Hey, 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 hey.
Hey, 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 hey. Peekaboo.
Oh yeah,
Peekaboo.
let's go.
Coming to you live from the Sit Your Ass Down studios. Welcome to the Me and D
Pops and Son
podcast.
for that ass.
For that ass.
For that ass.
For that ass.
For that ass. For sure.
No Diddy.
No Diddy.
We
Hey,
heard a lot about Diddy this
hey,
week. I
hey,
don't need no more
listen,
Diddy.
yo, to emphasize,
Too much
definitely
Diddy.
no Diddy.
No
Diddy,
Diddy, no
yeah.
doubt.
No Diddy, no doubt.
Today is May
Damn.
18th, 2025. We thank you all so much for listening to us, for watching us. However
Mhm.
you chill with us, we thank you for that. Our thoughts and prayers are with those who lost their lives here in the Lou and others who
Amen.
lost their homes from the tornado that
Wow.
ripped through the city on Friday afternoon. It's still a crazy scene as you just see some of the recovery and you see the cleanup. Less than 5 minutes, 10 minutes at
For
the
real.
most. I mean, that tornado ripped through the Lou.
Ripped
No,
through the
no joke,
Lou.
no
Nah,
lie. I
for
mean,
real. Yeah. That definitely condolences to there's a lot of people affected on the north side. So especially
for
it
real.
happened in the city, in the area where like they wasn't putting a lot of money into it anyway. So now that it got destructed, there's gonna be a lot of people just unhoused and
Displaced.
just displaced. So it's
Hmm.
very sad and unfortunate. Prayers to everyone who knows somebody knows someone, because man, it was crazy. What's with all these tornadoes? This weather crazy,
Very crazy.
especially here in St. Louis.
It used to be where tornadoes really didn't hit the
Right.
inner city, or not so much the inner city, but the city itself. Used to be more on the outskirts and
Right.
rural communities,
Yeah.
farmland,
Yeah.
country. But these tornadoes these days are ripping right through
They in
major
the hood with
metropolitan
it.
cities.
Yeah.
That's what I
I'm
meant to
telling
say
you.
earlier. Metropolitan cities where there's a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, on the north side, where a lot of those homes were barely hanging by a thread anyway.
Anyway,
And
they
I'm
were
not trying
old.
to minimize it, but now it just gave the people who wanted that land and wanted those homes knocked down, you got a freebie
Which
because
goes
Mother Nature came through
which
and
would
helped you out.
that's why people say the government control they control the weather. Go into some conspiracy. That's a whole nother podcast.
That's a whole that is after midnight.
That is after midnight for sure. But yeah, condolences, yeah, to everyone
Yeah.
in the Lou for
And
sure.
yeah, and thoughts with those folks. One of those people, and I used to see him on the south side. He was killed half a mile from his home, going through Carondelet Park. A tree fell on his truck as he was driving.
What?
His name is Juan Baltazar. He had a food truck where he would sell roasted street corn, and he used to be all over South City, St. Louis. You would see him, and probably within a mile or so of my store, I would see him up on the little parking lot by Family Dollar. And yeah, thoughts and condolences to the Baltazar family. He had,
Yeah.
I think I saw he had 7 children. I think,
Damn.
yeah, I think 3 over in Mexico or wherever he's from. I'm sorry if I'm saying the wrong country, but
Right.
I just know, yeah, thoughts and prayers for those folks. And while we're doing our respects and condolences, rest in peace to Kadir Johnson, aka LGP Qua, young rapper out of Philadelphia, was shot and killed on Mother's Day. Crazy.
Damn.
Yeah. To former Missouri Governor Christopher Kit Bond, we lost him this week. Former Twins infielder Rich Rollins passed
Rich
away.
Rollins.
Broadway composer Charles Strauss passed away. Dan Seavey, who raced in the first Iditarod in
You
Alaska,
believe
he
me?
passed away. Oscar-winning filmmaker Robert Benton, former Uruguayan president Jose Mujica, and then
Mojica.
Mexican-American country singer Johnny Rodriguez passed away. So
Rodriguez. Damn.
condolences to all those
Condolences.
folks. And
Rest in
again,
peace.
those locally who lost their lives in that tragic, fatal Tornado, man.
Tornado is
I
crazy.
think we're going to find more people as they continue to go around the city. There's going to be more and more fatalities. Birthdays on May the
Birthdays was the worst day.
18th, which is today. First, I want to shout out to my nephew, Kobe T. Williams,
up,
turned
cuz?
21 yesterday.
21.
Happy birthday,
21 is
Kobe.
crazy.
As AI used to call Kobe Bryant, Kobe.
21.
Happy birthday, Kobe. 21.
Can you do something for me? Shout
Do
out to
something
Cuz.
for me.
21 is crazy.
I can still see him as a
That's
little,
what I'm saying.
little baby.
I was looking at pictures. I remember he was born. That's why it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm 30 now.
Time flies, D.
Time flies.
Time flies. Happy birthday to Yannick
cuz.
Noah, French tennis star and father of
Yannick
former
Noah.
NBAer Joakim Noah. He turned 64 today. Yari Curry, right winger for the Edmonton Oilers, is 64. To our boy that I can't wait to see, we'll talk about him in a little bit. Travis Hunter turns, damn, I don't have his birthday. To Travis Hunter, recently drafted by the Jacksonville Jags, wide receiver, cornerback, Heisman Trophy winner, celebrates a birthday today. Hopefully his girlfriend will stay home and be with him.
I'm out here turning up. Like, I'm at the house,
It's his birthday.
Right.
She turned up with somebody else. To quarterback Vince Young celebrates a birthday today.
Vince Young.
Danielle Marshall, NBA forward and now coach, celebrates a birthday. To Dario Franchitti, that was one of my favorite Indy race car driver names. Dario Franchitti. Franchitti. To Marty McSorley. That's one of those Nimhart names. Marty McSorley. Get away, McSorley.
Get out of here, McSorley.
Canadian hockey defenseman won a Stanley Cup with the Edmonton Oilers.
He's up there with Nimhart's girlfriend right now.
McSorley. McSorley's with Nimhart's girl. Happy birthday to Mr. October, Reggie Jackson. He turned 78 today. Country singer George Strait is 73. And then comedian Tina Fey from 30 Rock and Saturday Night Live, she's 55 today. So happy birthday to those folks. A little sports history. Man, he's up there with Nimhart's girl.
He's up there with Nimhart's girlfriend.
McSorley. In 2021, Spencer Turnbull of the Detroit Tigers no-hits the Seattle Mariners 5-0 at Comerica Park. In 2014, Kenny Perry wins his third of 4 Champions Tour majors by 1 stroke over Mark Calcavecchia. 2008, Boston's Paul Pierce and Cleveland's LeBron James combined for 86 points in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference semifinal. James outscores Pierce 45-41 in the shootout, but Boston advances with a 97-92 win. I remember that game.
Damn.
In 2013,
that's when he was with Cleveland?
Is
that when he was with Cleveland? That was when he was in Cleveland?
Yep.
That's why he got out of there.
That's why he got up out of there.
So he went to Miami right there. Damn.
I can't beat him.
I did 40. I did what I was supposed to do. Where was y'all at?
Where was y'all? I did my thing.
Right.
2013 Oxbow, ridden by Hall of Fame jockey Gary Stevens, leads from start to finish at the Preakness. It's the 6th Preakness victory for Hall of Famer trainer D. Wayne Lucas and 14th Triple Crown victory, the most in horse racing history. 1997, Chris Johnson makes an 8-foot par putt on the second playoff hole to win the LPGA championship over Lita Lindley. It's the third playoff in the championship since the tournament began in 1955 and the first since 1970. In 2004, Randy Johnson becomes the oldest pitcher in Major League history to throw a perfect game. He retired all 27 hitters that lead the Arizona Diamondbacks over your Atlanta Braves 2-0.
Crazy.
2008, Rafael Nadal beats defending champion Roger Federer to win the Hamburg Masters, adding the only major clay court title missing from his impressive collection. 1971, the 4th ABA championship, the Utah Stars beat the Kentucky Colonels 4 games to 3. And in 1990, Yari Curry, just mentioned him,
Yari
celebrating a
Curry.
birthday today.
Damn,
Yari
Yari.
Curry becomes the leading goal scorer
Two.
in Stanley Cup history when he scores his 90th postseason goal in the first period of Game 2 of the finals against Boston. Curry adds 2 more goals as the Oilers beat the Bruins 7-2. That record is now held by the great one, Wayne Gretzky, who scored 122 postseason goals. That's
So
crazy.
Yari Curry did that on his birthday?
No, it just happened to be his birthday
Oh.
today.
Oh, it
Oh,
happened to be
yeah,
his birthday.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Since
Dude, yeah, good
history
catch,
on this
D.
day,
Yeah,
and
you're
it's his
right.
birthday, I was like,
You are correct.
why do we
Yeah,
talk about him twice? So he did it on his
yeah.
birthday. Yeah.
Oh man, good catch. Yeah.
Yeah.
While I was putting that together, I didn't catch that. I was just tripping off the fact that we just mentioned you,
Yeah, that's what I was
and
saying.
then
Like
we're
we just
mentioning
mentioned
you
it. I'm like,
again.
oh, it was his birthday. I'm like,
It
oh, that's
was
pretty
he
tight.
did that on his
Yeah, that's
birthday.
pretty tight.
That is tight. Nice. Good catch. Good
Mm-hmm.
catch. All right. So that's our history. Rest in peace. Birthdays all wrapped up into one. First topic of the day.
Okay,
This
let's
is a big
go.
week of decision for the
Let's
NFL
go.
owners. The owners will gather in Minneapolis this week to vote on several different topics, including whether or not NFL players will play flag football in the 2028 Olympics. Should they make tweaks to
Damn.
the current playoff system? And should reseeding take place after the first round? And then another topic for discussion will be whether the tush push will be allowed to remain in the game or be taken away from the Eagles. So, first
Damn.
topic, D, for your
They own him.
thoughts. Should NFL players be allowed to play flag football in the Olympics?
I don't see no reason why it would be like a big deal. I think they'll be able to take care of themselves. It'll be like the same thing as like basketball players doing the Olympics after the season. As long as you take care of your body right, do the right things. Yes, get your excess.
Product placement.
Product placement, mango, pineapple, guava. We
Can't
are
beat it.
powered by
You
excess.
can't beat them. Join them.
If you can't beat them, join them.
Join them.
XS. We are powered by XS. But yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea. We could dominate at some flag football. I think it'll be tight to see. That's just me. I think they should be able to compete. And as long as we can bring the goal home, that's all I care about. If we don't get to bring the goal home, you're going to get enough. Even with some backup players, I think we should still bring the goal home. That's American football. Like, we should dominate that, especially the NFL. We should dominate that. So that's just another goal for the USA.
I agree.
That's what I'm thinking.
I differ. I don't think the NFL players should be allowed, not necessarily from a competitive standpoint. It's just, as you just said, we have enough XFL, UFL. I can't remember what we call it now.
Football players.
We got enough football players. We got enough top-notch college players.
You could just do top college players in XFL between
that's
those
what I
two.
would do.
Yeah.
And preserve your stars, your NFL players, because
that is a lot of money.
That's all you need is for somebody to get hurt. They tweak a knee trying to juke somebody.
Ooh.
Because part of what they have to agree on is what the playing surface is going to be. How much can they train? There's so many different factors. Why even subject your players to that? There's enough people and enough players, athletes, that should be able to get out there and put together a formidable enough team that compete against anybody in the world. I just say leave the flag football for the amateurs. And I don't say amateurs in a negative way, but I'm just saying those who aren't at the NFL level, leave that for them. There's enough players, I guarantee you, that they could probably make up
There's a fly here.
10 different teams
and
have enough players that will be able to compete and bring home the gold medal. So
your top Texas State high school team could probably bring home the gold. Like, for real. We play football everywhere. We've mastered football. There's 7-on-7 when they're about to do flag football for Jamari. He's at 4 years old. So, like, at that level, yeah, we got too many football players.
We don't need NFL players in
You actually got professional flag football players because they actually do have a professional team of I guess they used to play football, but they play flag football professionally. So I think that team alone could compete. But
so
if you
why
get some,
take that away from them? This is their one opportunity to shine. You don't need NFL players in the mix. So the second topic, do you think they should make any tweaks to the current playoff system? and should they reseed after the first round? What are your thoughts on that?
So any playoff rules?
Yeah, so they're talking about the main one is reseeding after the fact. So after the first round takes place, then they'll reseed the teams. My thing is the playoff system is fine. The only tweak that I
Okay.
would make is if you win your division and you don't have a winning record, you still make the playoffs. You
He's
just
in a
don't get to
wild card.
host that. You just
Right.
don't get to host that game.
Mm-hmm.
So there still should be some incentive for winning your
Winning.
division. You still get in. You
So,
don't
like,
get home field advantage, is
pretty
what
much
I'm
like,
saying.
yeah, if you're 8-9, like the NFC South, I'm saying they went 8-9, but you still get to
You still
have a
get the you
playoff
still
game,
get
a home
a playoff
playoff
spot.
game. But no, you make it, but you
Mm-hmm.
didn't have a winning record for as far as someone who has a tougher division, and the second person has a lot better winning record. Okay, that's
the
actually
only tweak I would make. If you play 17 games and you actually earn home field advantage, just say using Kansas City, who typically gets
Right.
that in the AFC,
Right.
they earn that.
Yeah,
You shouldn't take that away from. You don't need to reseed after the first round. Just however they're slotted, that's how you're slotted. Again, the only tweak I would make is you have to have a winning record to be able to host a playoff game. That keeps it simple.
Yeah.
Because my thing is this: the NFL takes something that's already great and they make
They
a
kinda
couple of tweaks, and
right.
you keep messing with it, and we can't even follow it anymore.
Mhm. Right.
It's to the point of
We don't even know the rules for
you
real,
don't
for
even know
real.
what the rules are.
'Cause it used to be,
keep change, yeah.
but now it's
Yeah.
especially they do keep tweaking the rules, like even like stuff like what's a catch now? You don't even know
Right.
what a catch is. You gotta have
Right.
it all the way. It can't move an inch or a nudge or nothing, all the way to the ground.
But what
2
was
hands in it.
that step? What they call no, a football move. What's a
Right.
football
What's
move?
a football move? He didn't take a football
He
move. He
didn't make a
catches it,
football move,
possesses it, but he didn't make a
but he
football
didn't make a
move.
football move.
So it's not it's an incompletion. It's just okay. So what's a catch? If you catch it and go straight down, that's a catch. So why wouldn't I don't know. But yeah, I wouldn't
The other one, D, now that you say it like that, the one I'm confused about is what do they call it when you get hit? But he wasn't able to.
defend himself.
Yeah,
A defenseless receiver.
defenseless receiver. There you
A
go.
defensive receiver.
Well, sometimes I don't understand that. He was going for the ball. He reached out for it. He got blamped. That's what you do. You disconnect the player from the ball, and they say he was a defenseless receiver. Sometimes that one doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because it's a bang bang sport.
It's bang bang.
Yeah, you don't have time to really think, process. It's too late. He already made the play. I got to just go. Ball in the air, receiver. I got to go. I got to do something. I get to make a play on him, a play on that. And then a lot of times, like if a receiver is laying out for it, he's defenseless. He's vulnerable anyway because he's choosing to lay himself out. So
he
could
put
get
his
hurt.
body at risk.
So he could like dislocate something, just drop him because he extended too. So.
But I got to let him go because he chose to go airborne.
Exactly. But if he would have, so it's just if he goes out, lays out for it, I gotta fall back. But if he doesn't, then I
got to fall back in the moment and hurt myself because I'm trying to pull back.
Because I'm trying to pull back, he's going full. It's not. It don't make sense. It don't make sense.
And then what if you pull back and that's the winning play because you didn't want to hurt him
in the
or you didn't want to get a
zone.
penalty?
He lays out for it, make it the catch, but you had to pull back because you didn't want to get a
flag. But you could have hit him, but you didn't want that penalty. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes I don't get the rules. They
like what you want
them
to
do. Confusing.
Yeah. You don't want to play football.
It's not flag football.
Bro, it's instinctual.
This is the real deal Holyfield football, big boy football. So but sometimes like the NFL can screw things up trying to tweak things too much. And then the tush push finally, I think we've talked about it before. I think it should stay in the game.
I got no problem with it. You got to
figure out how to do it.
Figure out how to do it, or you need to stop it.
And your team on offense get better at it. Buffalo has their version of it, and they picked up quite a few first downs this past season. They just didn't do it when they needed to against the Chiefs.
Yeah,
they fell a little bit short then, but outside of that, they've somewhat mastered and perfected their own version of it. Just get better at it.
Just keep practicing. Yeah, I don't think there's no issue with it. Doesn't really seem. I mean, from a safety perspective, doesn't really seem too dangerous. I don't
think so.
No one's really gotten injured from it. I know from the standpoint of just you're forcing a player into another player, but
Yeah,
I don't
if you
know.
do anything, maybe you're not allowed to push, get behind, and shove. If Jalen Hurts does that on his own and gets through, I get that part, but I can see maybe not having a running back behind them. They just
Right.
have a
And
running
then
start and they
right.
push the whole line. Okay, I get that part, but outside of that, don't change anything about it. Can't beat them, join them.
It's crazy.
That's what we say. Can't beat them,
Joy.
join them. All right, next headline: King me, and
King me.
things are
King me.
looking purty for Brock.
Okay.
So Derrick Henry signs a 2-year, $30
King
million
me. Two
extension with the
years, $30
Ravens
million.
that guarantees him $25 million.
I'm
At
glad they did that.
I am too. At age 31, he is the oldest running back to receive such a deal over the age of 30. So
He's
good deal for Derrick
he
Henry,
still
man.
got it.
He still
He
got it.
started, man. He takes care of his body. Pause. And then hopefully he just stays healthy. But I think now that they see who won the championship and the style of football that they ran, you better run Derrick Henry. He better have close to 2,000 yards next year. I'm
No
telling you,
reason
like
why he shouldn't have had it this year.
that's what I'm saying. You got to implement something to where he gets the ball, he gets more touches, because that's bread and butter, and that's gonna open up a lot of their offense, especially now that they do have a D Hop. But you like as far and then Zay Flowers is good, but like as far as a real like number one receiver, I think that's something they've always been missing. But if you have a number one running back, that play action is gonna really open up those receivers anyway, to where they can get open and they have time to get development. But you can really utilize your receivers a little bit more. So we're gonna see, man. Shout out to
Mhm.
King Henry though. That's good.
Good for him. And then Brock Purdy
Good for
puts
him.
everyone at ease in San Francisco by agreeing to a 5-year, $265 million deal with $181 million guaranteed.
Okay.
But the deal also keeps him slotted perfectly, in my opinion, keeps him right behind Dak Prescott, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Jordan Love, Trevor Lawrence, and Tua Tagovailoa. They slotted him right. They didn't overpay him. And I still thought it should be 45 to 50. I think he's going to average 53. He probably should be ahead of Trevor Lawrence and Tua in terms of what
Yeah, I
he's
do before
produced.
Trevor Lawrence and Tua for sure.
But Jordan Love, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Dak Prescott. Dak shouldn't be at 60. That's a whole
Yeah,
nother
he messed
story
up the
for another
charts.
day.
Yeah, yeah.
But they slotted him right. He's a top 10 quarterback. So, yeah,
Been to a Super
I'm just
Bowl.
glad it's over with.
Yeah, top 10 quarterback, been to the Super Bowl.
2 NFC conference championship.
And then honestly, the year that was it you guys were going through the quarterbacks, when he finally got on those last little 10 games, he was 10-0 and
That's when he got hurt in the NFC playoffs against
the
Philly.
Eagles. Yep, against Philly. I'm glad they got it slotted, but you do need to have some money left over so you can sign some other players, get people signed. And I don't think what you make dictates how good of a player you are, because it seems like a lot of players are overpaid. Deshaun Watson, Dak, those guys are making a lot of money, but not really living to those expectations. So don't let money dictate to see what type of football player you are. You could be a real good football player and very important to a team, but just because you don't making that money of a top player, don't let that discourage you. That's still a lot of money.
A lot of money. What's so funny about it
a
is
lot of money.
What, 5 years ago when Kansas City signed Patrick Mahomes to that first $50 million contract, and then after that, everybody else started exceeding his number. I think he's right around 55, if I'm not mistaken. He easily could be a $60 to $65 million quarterback.
Like if that getting 60, Patrick Mahomes should be
70, 75 if you really
70.
slotted it.
You got me 3 Super Bowl rings, already got 5 Super Bowl appearances, all the money you done brought to Kansas City. Yeah. What? We owe you, bro.
We owe you. He's got some money left on the table. But I like how Kansas City and how he handles it. They do it very quietly. They just restructure his deal every season.
Make big press about
Yeah, and he gets his money. He's got his money in endorsements, but I still need my money on the field.
This
but
is football.
He doesn't bankrupt the team to the point they can't build around him and put pieces around him. And that's what you got to do as a quarterback. I understand everybody needs to get theirs, but there's got to be a point, excuse me, where you do what's best for the team, though. So
Absolutely.
I'm
Team
glad they
game.
finally got it right.
It's a team game.
We don't have to go through this all summer long in the training. Is he holding out?
Get him into camp, baby. Camp is he needs to be at camp. He needs to be getting these reps with these receivers.
Yep.
He needs to improve because now that we paid you, now let's uphold your end.
Right.
Because you're gonna have to up that level just a little bit.
Deliver now.
You're gonna have to deliver.
Mr. Irrelevant just became irrelevant.
You're relevant now.
Yeah, relevant now. You can't hide behind that anymore.
You can't fly under the radar no more.
No,
we
sir.
put you at the top of it. So you're going to get all the criticism, everything that comes with being a quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, man. A big football market. Okay.
You got baby. Playing in the shadows of Joe Montana.
Man, we got expectations.
We got expectations.
We expect Super Bowl wins. And not just appearance. We expect rings.
You've been there when you were irrelevant. Now you're relevant. That's probably going to be the title. Right. That's probably going to be the title for the show this week. All right. MLB. This is /MLB. And you said what?
You said what?
And I'm going to give you the you said what. So Major League Baseball removed Pete Rose and 16 other deceased individuals from the permanently ineligible list on Tuesday. Commissioner Rob Manfred announced. This is his quote. And this is you said what? In my view, Manfred wrote, once an individual has passed away, the purposes of Rule 21 have been served. Obviously, a person no longer with us cannot represent a threat to the integrity of the game. Moreover, it is hard to conceive of a penalty that has more deterrent effect than one that lasts a lifetime with no reprieve. End quote. So the part that got me, D,
he just told on himself,
is once an individual has passed away, they're no longer a threat to the integrity of the game.
Yeah.
The man was 80-something years old in a wheelchair. He wasn't no threat to the integrity of the game.
Pretty much, we're going to wait till you die before.
That's it.
Oh, he gone? Okay, yeah, he can get Hall of Fame now.
You can put him on the ballot now.
He served his time, like, pretty much,
we're basically going to punish you while you're alive.
While you're living and let you know that, hey, you're never going to get in as long as you're living. As soon as you die, put him in there.
Go ahead. And that's the thing. So
that's crazy.
So I'll finish now. So just because he's now eligible to be placed on the Hall of Fame ballot, the vote will have to come through the Historical Overview Committee as they will develop the ballot of 8 names for the Classic Baseball Era Committee. And they evaluate candidates in December of 2027. So the earliest he can be on the ballot is 2027. And there's no guarantees that he will be because it's still got to be voted on by the Historical Overview Committee.
Damn. So just because he's eligible.
He's still eligible.
That still don't mean.
That still doesn't give him any guarantees. And so that might be a little foreshadowing for Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens.
Oh, that's pretty much going to let you know.
They're on the ballot now, but they're not really improving in the numbers in terms of being where they're going to get voted in. They're probably going to let them pass away, and then they're going to make them eligible to possibly be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Like it says, it's dirty because the person really doesn't. Pete Rose deserves his flowers. Yes, he messed up, but there's never any proof. Never proof that he gambled as a player, gambled as a manager. That's what he was convicted of, served time for.
And back then, gambling was like a note, like that was just like
taboo.
Yeah. Like gambling,
like I
was
said before, it was clearly on in the locker room. You would see it. That was one of the first things. No gambling. That was just a no. And again, though, his accomplishments on the field were as a player, not as a manager. So that's where I always had a hard time really holding him accountable to, yeah, he did it. And did he probably bet as a player? He probably did, but there was no proof of that. The actual proof was as a manager.
That's definitely foreshadowing for Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens. Like, hey, fellas, not while you living.
You're not
you're
getting
not,
in.
you're not
Yeah.
getting in, and even after you pass away, you could be eligible, but you
But there's no
still,
guarantees.
we still might be. And that seems like it's a very tight knit group of
Right.
individuals who have a say so, and it doesn't seem like until one of them deceased, you ain't getting.
And that's the thing.
You're not getting one of their votes, because why would they? If someone doesn't really like you when they're young, as they get older, after you die, they still gonna be like, I'm still
He
not
still ain't
voting
getting
for
in.
him.
He's
He's
still not getting
it.
in.
Not while I'm living.
Right.
Crazy.
Petty.
Petty to the T. To the T.
So yeah, we'll see, Pete, if you can get in or not. The NBA playoffs, D. We got a game 7 today. We got us a game 7.
We got a
OKC
game 7,
versus
baby.
Denver. Which team will move on to take on the Minnesota Timberwolves? I'm still riding with OKC.
Right.
I called it. We both called it.
We both said it.
weeks
We both
ago that
saying. I'm still
OKC was gonna
standing
get
on
to
it.
the finals. So till they're knocked out and eliminated, and by them playing at home, I say they're gonna pull it out.
And they got to pull it New York and come out the gates hot.
Yeah.
Put their foot on their neck and don't let them breathe. You got to score like every possession. If you don't score, it's that crucial, because you don't want a game 7 with Jokic. Aaron Gordon, I think, is going to be out. So
with a hamstring,
with a
he pulled up lane.
He's an X factor.
Yeah, he has been.
He's been an X factor for this series. So I'm gonna see how that kind of hurts them as far as another fire weapon. But you still got Jokic, and we'll see what Murray shows up. I don't think
playoff Murray.
Playoff Murray, is he gonna show up? I don't know.
Or would you get somebody from the Porter?
Right.
Amalay.
Porter, Russell's gonna have to step up. Somebody's gonna have to step up. But like I said, I'm riding with OKC. We riding with OKC because that's who we said in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm standing on business.
And I see them. I'm gonna say it now. They win this game. They get to the finals, the Western Conference Finals. I still got them winning it all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
don't know. Before I said Boston would beat OKC, but yeah, we know how that turned out. Boston has been eliminated.
Eliminated.
We'll talk more about this on Outside the NBA.
Yes, tune into
another Me and D production.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about that tomorrow with the crew. We got some good topics for that. And if you haven't listened to us before, go back to our past episodes of Me and D Outside the NBA.
Yes, on YouTube, available on YouTube to watch for your entertainment.
So I guess we both agree OKC.
Yeah, OKC
tonight, or this afternoon.
Mm-hmm. I'm going OKC. Wouldn't be surprised with
Wouldn't
Denver,
be surprised, but I'd be very surprised though if they get them on their home court in a game 7. I just think that electricity in that stadium is they got to come out. SGA, you got to be the MVP
are you
today.
the MVP?
Are you the MVP that we expect you to be?
Playing for OKC. Let's get it.
The WNBA kicked off this past Friday night, and the Sparks, led by Kelsey Plum's 37-point night, they opened with the win. Yeah, she came out the gates hot. And then Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese renewed their rivalry on Saturday.
You know that's going to be the
Indiana blowing the Chicago Sky off the court 93-58. In that game, DeWanna Bonner, who joined the team this offseason, became the third all-time leading scorer in WNBA history, and Caitlin recorded her first triple-double of the season. And they got chippy. I don't know if you saw.
Oh, yeah. I saw
where she slammed Angel to the floor.
Yeah.
And Angel got back up and was ready to box a little bit.
She said, "What's wrong with you?"
She's like, "What the F?" She said it like 2 times. What's wrong with you?
You crazy. She was Angel. But hey, I wish her team would have had some more of that fire, because they got stomped.
They got monkey stomped.
They got monkey. It wasn't even a good game. That was the highlight that was really the entertainment of the game, the real back and forth, because Indiana Fever handled them.
They look like they're gonna be a team
to hit the playoffs.
They barely crept into the playoffs last year, but another season of Caitlin, if she's healthy, Aaliyah Boston, then you added DeWanna Bonner, who can score. They got a good
They gonna
team,
be a
D.
young little squad.
They
Yeah,
got a nice little
that's a young
team.
little squad. So they might be making some noise. So that's definitely gonna be we're gonna be watching out for them. But yeah, it was chippy. But yeah, Kelsey Plum with the 37 points. I guess she was like, hey, I got like a little team of my own now. I don't have to share the spotlight with a lot of superstars. Even though she was a pivotal part for the Aces, I think she was more of like a role player, important
Mhm.
like role player. This is where she can actually be the
Oh,
face
she's
of
the
the.
star
That's what
of
I'm
the
saying. You are
Sparks.
the star, the face. Like when
Yeah,
we
she was
promote it,
Robin to Asia Wilson's Batman.
right?
Now
I mean,
she's
that's tough.
Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
She's Bat, or I guess Batgirl,
Yeah.
Batwoman. Yeah,
You
Batgirl.
Batwoman. Yeah.
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 Same. We yeah, the
Say, well,
same. Like, we
yeah,
knew the
I
scenario.
think
You know what I'm
people
saying?
get the
She can stand
analogy.
alone. Yeah, she can stand alone
She's
now.
the
She's the
star
face.
now.
Yeah.
Yep. Moving on, more basketball talk. The NBA draft lottery took place last Monday night,
Man, crazy.
and the ping pong ball bounced Dallas's way. And according to ESPN's Adam Schefter, he said he spoke with the NBA insider. They say by landing the rights to Cooper Flag, the Mavs franchise increased by a minimum of 500 million to $1 billion if he turns out to be the player that they expect.
That's crazy.
Is that not crazy?
That is crazy. And Nico over there sitting back.
So what do you think? You think it was a conspiracy? Or you think it was just straight up the ping pong ball bounced the right way?
It definitely could be conspiracy, but I don't know why the higher ups would want Dallas to get back. I don't know if that's the market too. I guess that is the market. You think of the Dallas Cowboys is a big
And you
sports
don't want them to
town.
move.
You want that revenue to be there and stay there. Luka goes, someone like Luka who's bringing that type of money in, especially for that star state. That's the Lone Star State. It definitely could be some conspiracy. I mean, I'm sure Texas has a lot of pull as far as being a big state and controlling a lot of stuff. Oil, and they got a bunch of oil down there too. I can see where the money is. Probably a lot of money to play in there. So I can see the conspiracy. Man, they do keep getting lucky though. I'm telling you, like as far as you get Dirk, and then you see what he could do. Then you got Luka, and then that spurt. If Cooper Flag can stay healthy, and he actually meshes with that team, you can get AD to stay healthy. You can get Kyrie to stay healthy. See if Clay can just kind of still be a role. Please get some young guns over there too.
They could be good.
They could be good, but it's just all up to we just have to wait and see. But the trajectory is there. The potential is definitely there. So it's crazy how they got it though. They did get lucky, and
Nico sitting back like,
yo,
you just saved my job.
And he farted. He said, "Ooh." Boy,
He just lost all control.
He was so wild and tight. He said, "Ooh." He's like, my job.
He's like, pretty much,
bro,
you just saved my
career.
career.
You saved my career.
Yeah,
I'm good now.
I'm good.
And now they freed up all that money, so they can get Cooper Flag on a rookie deal. What money? You can use the rest of that money to actually sign some players.
Yeah.
So it actually, he said, "Whew." Damn, Nico. I was just so pleased.
I'm just relieved.
I'm just so relieved right now. Cooper Flagley saved his job.
Man, he saved his job. He saved his career. And his NBA life.
Yes. Yo,
literally,
man.
You saved that man. Because what other job was Nico gonna get if he got fired? But that's a move. You traded what for who?
So, you
we got
who traded Luka?
Traded Luka.
Man,
sit your ass down.
Man.
Yeah, so I don't know if it was a conspiracy or
That's
not, but
crazy.
I just know that ping pong ball bounced the right way. But what was funny, because we went over this last week, the three teams in contention that had the highest odds: Utah, Washington, and
Utah, Washington, and the Hornets.
There you go, Charlotte. All still sitting back looking stupid. They're just like, how did we not get it?
And they got it.
Yeah, they had a 1% chance of getting it, and they got it, and it saved Nico's NBA career. Crazy. I look forward to seeing what he can do, though, and we'll talk more about it, like I said, on Outside the NBA. what kind of impact do we expect him to make? Because coming into the league at the age of 18, you can play for a long time and approach some of those records of LBJ if you're
Ooh,
that player. And that's what
boy.
we're going to see.
But that's
You
that's
got to
like
come in at the age of 18, 19 to even be able to think about
and play at a
at
high level.
high level.
A high level.
The
Like
bar, the
all-star.
bar is not even, the bar is just, it ain't even set. I think it's set too high.
I mean,
The
that's
bar is in the
20
clouds.
20 all-star appearances. Like, you had to be an all-star damn near every year that you're in the league. No, you have to be an all-star
You had to
every
be,
year.
you'd have to be second team all NBA for most of your career to
Yes.
be considered.
Averaging 25 a
You're gonna have to
game.
average 20. You're gonna have to average
bare
25.
minimum.
Yeah. I don't know if he can do that. I think
Yo,
that's gonna be
now that we talking about it,
now that you
that's
say it
gonna
out loud and you
stay
think about it.
healthy,
Yeah, I
not miss
don't.
games.
Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna be able to do that. I don't
Woo!
even know if that expectation
Can be
is
put on him. I don't
can
think
be
it's
put on
appropriate.
him. But the only reason I bring it up is the age factor,
Mhm.
because to even approach some of his records that we talked about on outside the NBA, you're gonna have to have longevity. You can't come in at 25 and think you're gonna play to 50. You're gonna have to
Nah.
come in at the age of 18, 19 and play at a high level. So
A high level.
the flag has to fly high for
Man.
for real.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. All right, we're gonna go back to a little bit of NFL convo.
Okay.
Opening Thursday of the season, I call week AF.
Week AF? You ain't effing
You
with
have
it?
the Eagles against the Cowboys. Now, granted, they say this will be one because it's a standalone game. It's the opening game of the year. It's still going to draw, and it's the Cowboys involved in it. It's going to draw 35 million viewers. But my thing is, if you're really trying to make a splash and you had to do a division rival, why not the Commanders? You got the hottest young quarterback, Jaden Daniels, coming off his
Eagles.
Yeah, I would have done Commanders and Eagles. You
And
got
coming
the
off
hot young QB coming off of his rookie sensation year. You got Deebo Samuel as another weapon.
Yep.
I just think that'd be more attractive. If you had to do a division rival game, why not that one? Why them and the Cowboys? I guess I'll be watching it because it's the first game of the year, but it doesn't do much for me, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
When you saw it, it was just like, okay.
Yeah,
Almost
it's
just
just
like, dang, y'all could have done
blah.
a little bit better. Like, for real, you get it, like, rivalry game. You go back, division game.
Just go back last year. You had Kansas City and Baltimore.
Right.
You're like, damn, that's an AFC championship game.
And that it would have made more sense for the Eagles and Commanders because they mashed up in the NFC Championship last year. So it's like you run back the NFC Championship game. We get to see it early and see, okay, did someone improve? Was it a fluke? Did Commanders get any better? But you know why they did it. They want that Dallas market, like we were just talking about previously. It's a big market, big sports town market. That's one of the biggest fan bases in football. Even if you're not even a football fan, there's a Dallas Cowboys fan somewhere.
Right.
So just for that viewership, because like you said, even though there's not a lot of allure around them as far as like you're expecting big things from them, just their fan base alone and the people they draw to watch it, and it's the first game of the year, standalone game. You're gonna they're gonna do some numbers.
It's gonna do a number, yeah. Still,
it's gonna do some numbers. I think also reason why too. I think the Eagles are gonna win. I think I got Eagles. Why? Because you feel like the Eagles, but I guess you never know. They did
early. I definitely would take the Eagles.
Dallas they just got Pickens, so you want to see how that meshes. Dak and see if he's healthy, see if the defense improved. But yeah, they would have made more
something
sense to do it.
Spicier, I think.
Something a little spicier, but it's cool. I can't believe football's. We getting here, baby.
We're still some months away, but yeah, the NFL got us looking at it. Was there anything about your Falcons schedule that caught your attention, or maybe you disagreed with?
Nothing I didn't disagree with. We got some pretty good games, pretty solid games. Of course, we face our division.
Host you all, D. I'm looking forward to that one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I didn't see that San Francisco game.
Yeah. You all traveled to San Fran.
I know we played a little while ago. That'd be a good game. We'll link up and watch that one.
Yes, sir.
No, it's pretty comparable. It's pretty comparable to last season.
What's your out of conference? You got the NFC West, right?
Yeah, so out of
Mhm.
conference.
So you're gonna have the Seahawks, the
So we
Rams.
got Seahawks, Rams, and we
Yeah.
play the Bills. We got AFC. Looks like we got AFC East. We face the Colts. We got the Jets, Cardinals, Rams. So like our out of division teams are not even. It's not bad. We face the Vikings, but we'll see what they do. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it. I'm still kind of expecting the same. I think it's about the same. It's all about how they want to come out and play. I'm still
Bleacher
thinking
Reports got you all going 10-7 and winning the NFC South.
that's the high side. Yeah, I say about
Mm-hmm.
between 8 to 10 games, because there's always we definitely could get the 10 wins, but there's always a game that we should win that we don't end up winning due just to our own demise, mistakes that we make. So if we can get 10, about 9-10, I think we can win the division.
Somebody, who was it I was listening to, had you all at 11 wins. I was
Now
like, man, that's stretching it.
that's stretching it for
That's
sure.
stretching it, but
I mean, I like
definitely I can see you getting double digits. I can see you
I
getting
can
to
see
10.
10. I can see
Yeah.
10, and it'd be like the last game of the season against the Saints
Right.
to get 10 or something like that. But 11, we ain't been in 11. we ain't seen 11 since
Right.
2016, since we had Matt Ryan. So yeah, it's tough. But
One of the
yeah, I see.
highlights for me is week 4, 49ers host the Jags. So I'll get to see Travis Hunter, hopefully, on both sides of the ball. And then
yeah.
Bleacher Report has the Niners going 9-8, but basically going nowhere.
Damn,
That was disheartening, but that's why you have to play it on the field.
right. We don't.
You know,
Yeah,
you play the games.
that's why you play the game.
That's why you play the game. You play to win.
To win the game.
Hello. You play to win the game. All right, son. The wild and the weird.
The wild and the weird.
The headline for this one is, but I really did place an order. Wink, wink. So a former food delivery driver pleaded guilty to conspiring with others to steal more than $2.5 million from DoorDash by getting the company to pay for deliveries that never occurred, federal prosecutors said. Saye, and that's how you pronounce it, Sayee, Devagiri pleaded guilty Tuesday in federal court in San Jose to a single count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud.
Damn.
Devagiri, 30, of Newport Beach, California, admitted to working with 3 others in 2020 and 2021 to defraud the San Francisco-based delivery company. Prosecutors said Devagiri used customer accounts to place high-value orders and then used an employee's credential to gain access to DoorDash software and manually reassign the orders to driver accounts that he and others controlled. Devagiri then caused the fraudulent driver accounts to report that the orders had been delivered when they had not, and manipulated DoorDash's computer systems to pay the fraudulent driver accounts for the non-existent deliveries. So I did place an order. Wink, wink.
Yo.
For real. $2.5 million they got over on DoorDash.
Yeah, that's why I stopped doing DoorDash. I knew something was sketchy about it, bro. That's why I stopped doing them joints, man. That's crazy.
But how could you get away with it for so long? 2.5 million
from DoorDash.
That's a lot of. That's a whole lot of DoorDash and folks.
It's a whole lot
supposedly
of
doing.
Yeah, I got rid of it. Yeah,
I don't do any of them. I take my ass to. I DoorDash. I go to the place and pick up my food. And that I can see is not eaten out of.
Right, and the person who's picking up your DoorDash in their car, in their
right.
No, Lord know what they do in their car. So, yeah.
That's a big number.
That's a lot of money.
If they said 250,000, I'm like, okay. But 2.5 million?
2.5 million, you hit a lick.
You hit a lick. Now you're about to hit a tick in jail.
Damn. That's crazy.
That's crazy. It's not a taco.
It's not a burrito.
It's not a sandwich.
It's not a panini.
It's not a pizza.
It's a wrap. It's a good wrap.
It's a real good wrap. It's a wrap for former St. Louis Cardinals All-Star Matt Carpenter. announced his retirement
Oh,
the
okay.
other day
Damn.
at the age of 39.
Okay.
Of his 14 seasons in the big leagues, D, he played 12 of those in St. Louis. He was one of my favorites while he was here. So congratulations, and
Man,
it's a
congrats,
wrap
man.
from
There you
Matt
go.
Carpenter. Played
Congrats,
it
man.
the right way. Good player. All right, son, you got some of that? I need to get some.
Oh yeah, we are powered
Powered by
XS.
XS. Pour you a nice
Your juicy
cold XS.
news.
Pineapple, mango,
Guava. But we have all different types of flavors, soda
all
flavors,
different kind of flavors,
classic
man.
Red Bull flavors.
Yep, got some
Everything
good
that you
stuff.
need. Got some good
Got what
stuff.
you need. Got you. It's time for that juicy
That juicy news.
Because if you don't know, now
you know.
Young brother,
Brother.
young sister, young player, Dwight Howard.
If you don't know,
P. Diddy.
Finna find out.
Porter family. Cheetah.
All right, for that juicy news, because if you don't know, now you know. There's multiple.
There's
Oh
so
man,
much.
so for the first one that I was gonna cover, Tory Lanez actually got stabbed
14 times.
14 times in prison. Someone set him up.
That has to be.
Or he do be gang
I
affiliated.
don't watch too many prison shows. He got set up.
He got set up because 14 times, including 7 wounds to his back, 4 to his torso, 2 to the back of his head, 1 left on the side of his face. Both his lungs collapsed and he was placed on breathing apparatus. It says now he's breathing on his own. He's fighting for his life. Despite being in pain, he's talking normally and in good spirits, deeply thanking God that he's about to pull through. So he's about to have a pull through. So whoever if someone did set this up, they mad as hell. Damn, you couldn't finish. It was still here, but
I gave you extra fish sticks for you to finish the job.
Finish the jobs, but he said he's gonna pull through. That's a lot, bro. That's a lot. 14 times
with a shank.
Great.
Them little shanks that they make.
Right. So that was so that was the one that I saw. Also, Chris Brown got arrested too as well. I can briefly run over there. Chris Brown got arrested for
that was just stupidity on his part.
Apparently, he assaulted somebody with a bottle allegedly
in 2023,
and evidence came out or footage came out or.
He fled the country, and they had a bench warrant waiting for him.
Oh,
so
yeah.
As soon as it announced that he was coming back, they were waiting on him.
Oh, you doing your tour here too? He's like, they forgot about it. That was in 23.
That's 2023.
Right,
the government's not thinking about arresting me.
Bro, as soon as you landed, they had somebody waiting for
you. Hold on, D. Let me get Jenkins out. Because that was stupid. How'd you think they forgot, man? You're a superstar. Come on now.
Come on, yeah, that's a jackass.
That's a jackass move.
Why would you did that to yourself?
Right.
You didn't even have to go back.
You didn't have to ever go back. Yeah.
As long as you don't go back, you good.
You were good, bro.
You thought, oh no, they forgot.
I'm Chris Brown, breezy.
Chris Brown just book his ticket here. Tour dates. Okay, yeah. We gonna see you there.
They couldn't wait. As soon as the announcement came down, they were plotting how they were gonna get him.
But yeah, that was some juicy news. There's also some other stories too as well.
I'm surprised you didn't go into some of the Diddy stuff, but we can do some more.
Yeah, I didn't. I was gonna wait to collect because I didn't know exactly what to. There's a lot with Cassie saying and some other people who work for him. I know Albie Shore came out to an interview and said he definitely believes that he's the one who caused his organ failure
and killed Kim Porter
his
ex-girlfriend,
all at the same time. So yeah, I'm gonna have to give some more due diligence on that Diddy case because it was a lot that
Cassie just spilled her guts on that one, literally.
Yeah, but that was your juicy news.
All right, son, good stuff. Time for our pops, flops, and props.
Pops, flops, and props.
Oh, those pops, flops, and props. Who you popping first?
Pops gonna go to we got the NBA playoffs. We got the Eastern Conference Finals. New York Knicks versus the Indiana Pacers, which is that's gonna be a real good series right there. 2 basketball towns, 2 teams that look hungry and ready to play some basketball. So that's the big pops for New York and Indiana.
All right, my pops is going to go to the St. Louis Cardinals, who are 9-1 in their last 10 games, winners of 12 out of their last 13, and currently only one game behind the Cubs in the NL Central. So, what was expected to be a down year for the Cardinals, they're actually playing good baseball. So, I'm happy to see. So, I'm going to go ahead and pop them today. Who you flopping, son? Who you
My flops
flopping?
was gonna go to the Boston Celtics and actually Joe Mazzulla. I
Damn.
feel like they weren't well prepared in that series from the get go. I know Tatum goes down, but those first two games didn't really seem like you guys were well prepared. You guys
At
were
home.
overlooking. You guys didn't really make the proper adjustments because being up 20 in both those games and letting that team walk you down, and then ultimately just getting 40 balled the other night to in Game 6 against the Knicks. I just don't
Damn.
think they were well prepared because you even see like different coaches, Spoelstra, even like Steve Kerr, even when you had Steph Curry go down for the Golden State Warriors, they may still make proper adjustments to at least compete, get a fighting chance. I don't think really Boston made a fighting chance, especially in that last game. So that was my flop.
My flop is going to go to Jason Tatum's Achilles injury,
Ooh,
and that happened in Game 4. I just hated to see it. I don't think that determined the outcome of the playoffs. It definitely changed things,
definitely
though.
changed things.
And the thing for me, for him, that was heartbreaking is he's probably going to be out most of next year, too.
Absolutely.
So you hate one of the young superstars who we keep wanting to take that baton. This is going to prolong that, and he really won't be able to take it. But yeah, that's my flop, seeing him go down like that. Who you propping, son? Who you propping?
Props is going to go to Michael Morales. He had a fight night win against Gilbert Burns.
I
He's a
saw that. Yeah.
young fighter in the welterweight division. Gilbert Burns is a veteran in the welterweight division, so it's actually a pretty good matchup. But the young star, whoops, is that? You know what I'm saying? But no, he takes care of Gilbert Burns, and it was a real good decision. So watch out for him. He's a young up and comer in the welterweight division. But my prop goes to Michael Morales.
All right. My props going to go to the Indiana Pacers, New York Knicks for advancing to the Eastern Conference Finals, and then currently the Timberwolves, who are awaiting either
Awaiting.
the Nuggets or the Thunder in the Western Conference Finals in the NBA. So those are three teams, D. I'll be honest, I did not expect them to make their conference finals. I don't think we picked any of those three. And the only one that we would have chosen would be the Thunder if they make it later on today. So yeah, that's big surprise and big props to those three teams. We'll wait to see who the fourth one is. All right, son.
All right.
That time of the podcast of the show where we tell someone to sit your ass down. Man, sit your ass down, please. And thank you.
Thank you. Sit your ass down.
Sit your ass down. Who you telling, son?
My sit your ass down. When we talked about it, Chris Brown, sit your ass down. Why'd you fly back to the
To the scene of the crime.
scene of the crime when you could have just kept that out of mind? You could have been out of sight, out of mind. And then also, I could have brought this up on Juicy News too as well. Sit your ass down to Antonio Brown.
Oh my goodness.
He got jumped outside of it was Aiden Ross's boxing event in Miami. I guess I don't know how it transpired, but some dudes started to jump Antonio Brown. He was swinging, and then shortly after there were some shots fired. I guess to break up the altercation, he was momentarily detained, arrested by police, just to get the statement to see what happened because it was reported as he fired off the shots, but after the interview, he wasn't the one. He's talking about pressing charges against the people who jumped him because I guess they were trying to jump him from his jewelry or something. It's Shador's people. No, I'm just talking. Allegedly. No, I'm just saying. But yeah, Antonio Brown, sit your ass down.
Or
Because
Shiloh.
obviously,
You mean Shiloh?
I mean, Shiloh. Oh, yeah, all the Sanders.
Yeah, all the Sanders.
Because he was
Yeah,
talking
Deion
ish on
had
all
it.
of
Yeah,
them.
he was
He
talking
was
on
talking ish on
all
all
of
of them.
them. Yeah, he did.
But Antonio Brown, sit your ass down, man. Somewhere in that house. Because obviously, it ain't safe for you out here, bruh. It ain't
House
safe for you.
arrest.
House arrest.
All right, so mine's gonna go to MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred.
Yeah.
You let Pete Rose pass away for one. Now you want to reinsert him back into baseball. Man, sit your ass down. Pete can't benefit from that whatsoever. I get it. If it was a lifetime ban, then it's just make it a lifetime ban and let's just not revisit this because again, all you're doing is yes, you made the family happy, but the man who actually produced on the field that deserves the accolades and the flowers, he won't know anything about it. Is past. Come on, man. And you say the man is no longer a threat to the integrity of the game. When was the last time he was a threat to the
Right.
integrity of the game? When he was alive. Just the statement itself just rubbed me the
Ooh.
wrong way. It's just, come on. It's being so petty. You could have given that man a little bit of joy in the last stages of his life. Just having made this same move while he was alive, doing it posthumously is a waste of time, man. Sit your ass down. You could have been doing something else, but that wasn't it. All right, son. I'm good. I'm off the soapbox. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, great episode. Great episode for
Man,
sure.
we've talked about a lot. And as always, we thank you all for listening to the Me and D
Pops and Son
podcast.
For that ass. Get your
For
merch.
that ass. For that ass. Don't
Get
forget
your
your merch.
Don't
All
forget your
different
merch.
colors, all different
Ooh-wee.
logos, all different
Ooh-wee.
sizes. Man, and then again, it could be whatever you want, whatever
Your
business
merch.
that you want to promote. Come on here. Or get with us, should I say.
Get with us. Inbox us.
Hit us up. All
Hit
our
us
socials are on our
Get it
site.
popping.
Let's get it going. Let's get it popping. All right, son. Let me see. Let me get our effect ready. There we go.
Shoot, but until next time. I'ma holla at you. Let's go.
Let's effing go.